So Max Wrist has found himself in trouble again for riding like this. And this. And also that. With the recent arrest of Gixxer Brah, does that signal the death of fun on YouTube? I don't know, but we're going to talk about it. What's up, guys? Paramoto here. How are you guys doing today? I'm over here. Just got some Chipotle. If you remember the moto vlogger that used to come to Chipotle every day and call it Chipotle, go ahead, leave a comment down below. Let me know that you know your moto vloggers, because I certainly know my moto vloggers. So I'm in the good old Forest of Wake, and I want to talk to you guys about another YouTuber who just got arrested for YouTube stuff. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, when I tell you his name, the person that got arrested for riding crazy, it's not going to shock you one bit. If you guys aren't familiar with him, there's a YouTuber called Max Wrist. Max Wrist is known for exactly what it sounds like, Max Wrist. Doing crazy things on a motorcycle. That's what he's known for doing. So I'll make sure I insert some clips to show you guys the craziness that Max Wrist is known for. Oh God, don't kill me. So I think it was a couple weeks ago, Max Wrist's girlfriend, known only as Bunny, did a video about like wanting money, like a GoFundMe to help Max Wrist and his legal fees and everything like that. And it was met with a little bit of backlash because poor old Max Wrist was gonna have to sell his second BMW S1000 RR to pay his legal fees. That did not go over well with the people of the internet. Like, oh, poor me with my multiple super bikes that cost over $20,000. I believe old Maxie has taken those videos down at this point. I don't think they went over super well. He got arrested, and then I believe his bail was set at somewhere around $15,000 in California, which you only have to post 10% of, so he needed $1,500 to get out of jail, which if you own, I would assume if you own close to $50,000 worth of motorcycles, you probably can post a $1,500 bail. It's probably not that hard for you. Apparently, this trouble has something to do with videos posted a couple of years ago or a year ago, something like that. They're old. It was some old shit that he got in trouble for. And I'm kind of worried that this is going to become a new thing that happens to YouTubers where, you know, you can't even like keep videos up anymore without getting in trouble. So I made a whole video about a guy named Gixxer Brah who found himself in a similar situation where he posted a video months or even like half a year to a year ago, and he got in trouble for it eventually. The cops found him eventually. I'm concerned that this is setting a precedent where cops will just scroll through your YouTube and end up finding something to bust you on. I don't think I'm big enough to garner any sort of law enforcement attention, but there's definitely some things that I could definitely get in trouble with on this here YouTube channel. When I made that video about a month ago about Gixxer Brah, I gave a whole list of ways to get yourself out of trouble, to keep yourself out of trouble, and I have not followed my own advice. You know, it really just came down to being anonymous, instilling doubt into an investigation, setting up your own sort of legal, your legal defense by just like, you know, having other people ride your motorcycle and doing all those other things. And I'll be honest with you, nobody else has ridden this motorcycle. My name and bank accounts are tied to the channel, so I have zero legal defense. The police officer decided to take a liking to me and start digging through some of my old videos. One, you're welcome for the great entertainment I provided through the years, the 300, 400 some odd videos, but also I don't think I would ever posted anything that would be that crazy. Although I have not really followed my own advice about instilling doubt and coming up with my own legal defense, I keep most of my cheekiest shenanigans off of YouTube. You know, like the times where I'm bouncing off the rev limiter, the times that, you know, I'm going, you know, max speeds of a particular motorcycle or two. All that stuff is between me and my motorcycles because I kept that stuff off of YouTube. Oh God, here we go. So, honestly, if a police officer decided to go through my channel, they would find enough to give me a traffic ticket probably. But this is apparently not the first time Max Wrist has done something to get himself in some trouble, because I have heard that he has actually been in prison before. Max Wrist was apparently a Marine, and he was subject to the UCMJ. The Uniform Code of Military Justice, I believe is what that stands for. And he ended up going to prison for a couple of years based on some other things. So this is not the first time that Maxie has found himself in some hot water. This might be some hotter water than he's used to, but I mean, if the dude's been in prison before, I can't imagine that this is really, you know, anything that he's really gonna lose any sleep over. Is this like the end? I mean, this could be like the end of just crazy shit on YouTube, because, you know, you had Max Wrist, you had Gixxer Brah that would do stuff like this. And then I don't know if you guys remember him, but a guy named Ghost Rider used to do very similar videos where he would taunt the police quite a bit. And I think Ghost Rider got himself in trouble too. So, you know, eventually the cops will catch up with you. You know, I think that's really the lesson to be learned here, is that the cops will catch up to you eventually. I feel like it's a terrible use of time. If I was a taxpayer, I don't think I'd be happy with a detective spending their time just busting Mac's wrist. Although I bet you every single superbike is happy that Mac's wrist has gotten busted, because he's made so many videos of him just chucking $20,000 superbikes down the road. Like, he's probably totaled like, you know, 5-6 bikes in his channel. Like, it's just crazy to me. If you type Mac's wrist, that is a nice Porsche. If you type Mac's wrist into YouTube search bar, it's probably every other video you see a video of him just like throwing a BMW S1000 down the road, or throwing his Fireblade down the road. It's cool that he's a canyon rider, and you know what, he's much more skilled than I'll ever be. But at the same point, it's like, you know, like, this isn't the track. This isn't the track, dudes. Like, you can't just like pretend like you're at Magello just because you decided to go have fun, you know? Like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a gentleman by the name of Yammy Noob that also was doing his best Street Rossi impression, and he ended up almost dying, and it was like one of the craziest crashes in YouTube history. I would venture to guess that Mac's wrist and Yammy probably do not like to be compared to one another. Max is probably much more skilled than most of the people on YouTube, to include Yammy Noob, to be totally honest with you. So yeah, if you guys don't remember the details of the whole Yammy Noob crash, Yammy Noob was doing the exact same thing that Mac's wrist likes to do. Yammy, he was in the canyons doing some canyon riding, and he went left to center on a blind turn and absolutely yeeted himself into like the next stratosphere. It was the craziest crash I've ever seen. Probably most people. It's the craziest crash probably most people have ever seen. And what's especially crazy about it is that he survived. I think he broke like almost every bone in his freaking body, and he survived somehow. Somehow he survived. And there used to be actually a raw video of him, and it was so hard to watch, man, because like he goes up in the air like 17,000 feet, like he needed an FAA clearance, and then like when he came down, he hit the ground so blood curdling hard, and then he just started screaming, as I think I would too, you know. And it was just like this absolutely gut-wrenching scream that he had. Man, I'll be honest with you, I think I would take Maxie's situation over Yammy's. Well, Max went to jail, Yammy went to the hospital forever. And I'll be honest with you, you know, how Yammy came back to bikes after all that, he is a strong individual. I don't know anybody else that would have came back to motorcycles after a crash that hard. Let's see how low we can get. Oh God, I'm stupid. I feel like this is pretty good. Pretty good little lean angle right here. Oh, I'm an idiot. What's the future of YouTube? Is like YouTube craziness over? Like, are we ever going to be able to post crazy stuff and entertaining stuff on YouTube ever again? Man, I don't know. I don't know if it's smart. I don't think it's a smart thing to do anymore, unless you post it anonymously, which kind of like negates the whole purpose of like trying to make a good YouTube following and try to make your money off of it. Because I think Maxie is a full-time YouTuber. I think this is his career. And like once you get on the radar of law enforcement, it's really hard to get off of it, man. I mean, at the end of the day, my advice still holds true. You know, keep all the crazy shit off of YouTube if you can help it. Try to instill anonymity if you possibly can. If you can try to instill some doubt, maybe don't tie your name to it. Maybe use burner accounts. At the end of the day, like, we still have all the information tied to YouTube, and with an appropriate search warrant, but any cop, especially detectives, going to be able to get a warrant for all that information. The death of fun might be at hand, man. I mean, this could be the death of fun. This could be the death of crazy shit on YouTube. Like, YouTube used to be like the live leak of the day, where it was just like no holds barred. Like, you could post anything you want on it, no repercussions whatsoever. And then, you know, Ghost Rider gets busted, Gixxer Brah gets busted, Mac's wrist gets busted, and it's setting a precedent. Like, who wants to be the next guy? Who wants to be the next dude that gets absolutely hammered by law enforcement, gets an arrest warrant, and ends up going to jail over riding their motorcycle? You know, like, who wants to be that person? I certainly don't want to be that person. I know you guys don't want to be that person, so, man, I guess my only advice is keep the crazy crap off of YouTube, man. Go and ride and enjoy yourself, but, you know, if you gotta if you gotta hammer it and you gotta do your thing, man, turn the cameras off, I guess. Like, it sucks, but I mean, that's the best way to keep yourself out of trouble, just turn the cameras off when you decide to do something crazy. Well, Maxie, I hope you liked it. Got wanted some revs. Anyway, guys, this is where I'm gonna leave you with a little news update video. Breaking news as of 2 weeks ago, Max Risty has gone to jail again, following in the footsteps of Gixxer Brah and Ghost Rider, shutting down the fun YouTube channels. Just the death of fun. I don't know. Maybe it could be, unless you really don't care about getting arrested, which, I mean, that's not the life I'm about. But anyway, guys, this is where I'm going to leave you on my third trip down downtown Wake Forest with this nice ass Porsche again. Anyway, guys, it was fun. I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.